So moving on to MEG. So MEG, you bring a deep understanding to both the HR and the CSR. So in your experience, what role does the HR plays in embedding the CSR values into the company culture and employee behavior? So how can an HR move the CSR from a policy to a practice? Please.
Sure. Thank you so much, Hemika ji, and thanks for being associated with Amrita Devi Foundation, and the beautiful question around what is the role of HR and how does HR play the role as part of this building that CSR values. So first of all, with my convention, especially being in the HR function and in the industry for the last 2 decades, right? HR acts as a strategic enabler, right? Especially as a cultural architect, right? In terms of building up the values system and incorporating it with the behavior of the employees. So CSR nowadays cannot be effective if it exists in isolation as a department or a function in the organization or as part of the annual activity. It needs to be deeply embedded into the values or behavior and daily decision of the organization. And this is where HR plays a very important role. And let me break down this into 3 key areas where HR can create this alignment or bridge that gap. So one is, of course, cultural integration and the mindset building. When I look back at various organizations where I worked, one thing is clear that real impact happens when CSR becomes part of the DNA of the organization, and that starts with defining the culture. And HR is responsible for shaping that culture through the value system, the leadership behavior, through internal communication, and by designing the policies, programs which is more friendly from the employee's perspective. And we ensure that CSR is not seen as something extra or external, right? Because it's a reflection of who we are as an organization, what is the purpose of the organization, how we are building up the ecosystem around us. For example, we incorporate CSR principles into the company's core values, into the employee handbook, policies, and now it is more a part of the goal forms as well, right? And then building up the leadership competency models as well. And especially at the time of onboarding, when employees are introduced about the organization or their roles, it is a larger purpose as an organization or the company which serves as a society to bring out that messaging to the employee who is just joining the family, that that person is not joining an organization, but a larger purpose of the organization as a community or a society. And this early messaging lays the foundation. And the second aspect is employee engagement and ownership. The most successful CSR efforts I have witnessed are those that are employee-led and HR facilitated. Because HR knows the nerves of the people, HR knows their people, right? And in the earlier panel discussion, someone was mentioning, one of the key member was mentioning that either human touch or the human aspect which needs to be built in. So HR knows each and every employee, what their skills are, what are they passionate about it, right? So HR acts as a bridge between the leadership vision, the grassroots action. And accordingly, we design programs where employee can contribute time, skills, or ideas towards the social cause. For instance, there is a skill-based volunteering, environment-driven workplace initiatives, or mentorship programs, so-called, with underprivileged youth, where HR makes it easy and meaningful for employee to participate. And CSR becomes part of the employee experience. In turn, this fosters deeper engagement, pride, and a sense of shared purpose as an organization, as an individual. And I've personally seen employees who might be quiet or, very disengaged in regular work setting, but suddenly they come alive when they contribute and they see these are the causes because they believe in it. That, other than their skills or the work which they are bringing into the table, right, onto the organization, what else they can contribute. And that transformation impacts not just retention, but overall morale and the team dynamics of the organization. And the third aspect which I would like to touch is policy, recognition, and accountability as an HR, which plays a structural role in embedding CSR by designing the policies and the recognition framework that supports the reward, socially responsible behavior. So there are different social impact awards introduced for the people who are actually actively acting as a social champion. And that is embedded in the CSR criteria into leadership evaluation, which includes sustainability KPIs where relevant and run reward programs that celebrates the social impact. These are some powerful messages which CSR is not encouraged, it's valued and rewarded. And in one organization, we create a platform where employees can nominate peers for CSR excellence. And this is a very simple initiative which triggers a ripple effect of peer-led inspiration. And moreover, HR ensures that CSR is inclusive and not restricted to a very few employees or a function. By partnering with DEI initiatives, a learning and development, wellness program, we bring a broader participation and perspectives. And to sum up, HR roles is both strategic and very soulful. And we are the ones who can ensure CSR is not a checklist, but a lived experience within the organization. And it's about aligning people's purpose and performance. So with this, my exposure in CSR and the HR, I can actually confidently say that, CSR is championed by HR and it's no longer remain a corporate responsibility. It becomes a collective movement within the organization.
Thanks a lot, Amiji. It was a wonderful listening from you, all the experience you have experienced. And it's really feeling so awesome and listening you right because it touches the feeling when you are intact on the things and the impact you want to create. It really comes up to your words also. And your key words are awesome, that the cultural integration and the mindset is very important. Along with it, the employee engagement and the ownership, that is really important, because without that, we can't initiate the thing on the best level. And the policy recognition and rewards, it's really important, I think, because to motivate the persons, it's really important to do that. And your thoughts clearly highlighted that HR is not a department, it's a culture architecture of any organization. And embedding the CSR begins at the onboarding, as you said, that continues to the leadership development and lives in a daily practice. And I also loved how you spoke about the employee becoming ambassadors of the social change, where they are personally aligned with the mission. So that's where the real engagement, I think, begins. And when the HR integrates the CSR into the hiring, onboarding, learning, and the leadership development, it doesn't remain as a departmental job. It becomes everyone's responsibility, I think. And the CSR then becomes embedded in the decision making, performance evaluation, and daily interactions. And this culture embedding ensures that the CSR value live far beyond any single companion and initiative, I think. So thank you, Amiji, for a wonderful insights from you.